everything is interfacing with you on an electromagnetic energy wave. And when you place a thought out there, it automatically interconnects with something that will bring in that consciousness. Going back to Dr. Cottrell, who's online talking about the T virus every day, his whole channel is dedicated to it. I never even heard of this man previous to this virus coming about. And what I noticed is that he's keeping people always in this concept of the T virus. He always has a picture. And be careful with this, family, because I made sure even when I was researching about T virus, the raccoon virus of mass destruction that goes on in Chinois neck of the woods, every time I see it, he always has a picture of it. And we've got to be careful because we also know that the energetic waves that are coming in with the 5G are interfacing with us. And when you see a visual, sometimes that's a trigger in order to make yourself susceptible to these waves coming in to bring in the very thing that you think that you want to keep away from you. I just noticed he always had pictures of it and it looks really weird and it always made me feel like itchy. That isn't good because they use our visual cortex to be able to trigger certain things. Like if you look at a symbol, this works with sacred geometry. That's why you gotta be careful. Like if you look at a tetrahedron, like for healing, or you sleep under a tetrahedron, you'll notice that that shape actually helps your cells to regenerate themselves and actually sometimes your RNA will interweave with certain healing frequencies to allow for regeneration. But what's interesting with that is that I noticed with him, because he's always talking about the T virus every day, all day, and they're not messing with his channel, they're not talking about him, and it seems like he's growing. I personally think he's an agent. I think he's an agent, and I think he's promoting something. And I also think that the quote unquote vaccination that's going, that is that they've already created. They're just waiting to create the fear. They just want to make people more fearful so that you'll go in and get your handy dandy shot. That's what they do. They create the beef. They'll beef up the fear. And remember, fear also lowers your immune system. So if you're always listening to Cottrell, and all you think about daily is T virus, T virus, T virus, and you are looking at the symbol on his page every time you open it, or people's pages who have that cell looking like some sort of foreign, like a crazy looking cell, you are actually transmitting a frequency of allotting that type of interfacing with that virus. So it's interesting, as I jump timelines, I noticed that I personally think that this man is some sort of agent that's been disseminated or allowed. He may not even be an agent by his own emission. He might be an agent by the fact that he is in cohesion to the agenda. So he's basically saying all this every day, all day. And because he's in that wave of creating fear or suspicion or anti-government, all that anti, he's literally become an agent by the nature of him being in that position. He's like, they have them all over YouTube. That's why I tell you all the time, be careful who you look at on YouTube. I'm not saying I'm thebomb.com. You don't even have to come to my channel. You can see, my channel is not, I talk about everything, and sometimes I sidebar so much, I agitate the heck out of people. It's just what it is.